Hello students, greetings from Saraswati Sisukuch. I hope students you all are fine and doing great in your studies. This is video number 42 and in this video I am going to take a discussion of part 1. Students, there are total 10 questions and we are going to have a doubt solving video in this. Now students, I have already given the assessment task in my previous video. The same listening track I am going to play. Along with you, I am going to do listening as well. You write your answers in the answer sheet. I will write my answers on the board. And then I will explain to you why the answer should be. Now students, since you have done listening and this is the second time you are going to do listening, it is really easy for you. Even those students who can write your answers in the answer sheet and then we will have a discussion what answer should be. Now students, without delay, I am going to play a listening track for you. The listening track is here. Start listening.
Hello, City Transport Lost Property. How can I help you?
Oh, hello. Yes, I'm calling about a suitcase I lost yesterday. I don't suppose I'll get it back, but I thought I'd try.
Well, some people do hand lost items in, so you might be lucky. Let's put the details into the computer.
OK.
Right, so let's start with a description of the suitcase.
OK, well, it's small, and it's the type you can pull along on wheels.
How about the colour?
Yes, it's black, but not exactly plain black. It has some narrow stripes down it, sort of grey. Actually, no, they're white, now I think about it.
OK, I'll just add that information. Now, were there any items inside it?
Yes, I had a big bunch of keys in there. Luckily, my assistant manager has an identical set, so she's going out this morning to get some copies made.
So, therefore, your office...
That's right. My house keys were in my pocket, thank goodness.
Anything else?
There were a lot of documents, but they're saved on my laptop anyway, so they don't matter so much. But the thing I'm really worried about, I haven't even taken it out of the box yet, is a camera I just bought. That's really why I'm calling. I can't believe I've lost it already.
I see. Well, let's hope we can find it for you. Was there anything else?
I don't think so.
Any credit cards?
They were in my handbag, and I had my passport inside my jacket pocket.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you will have some time to look at the questions 5 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 5 to 10.
Money? Clothing? Any personal items?
Let me think. I had an umbrella. It was black. No, blue. But obviously that isn't as important as the other things.
No, but it all helps us identify your property and get it back to you. Anyway, I just need to ask you for some basic details about your journey. So it was yesterday, was it?
That's right. In the afternoon. Around 2 p.m, maybe 2:30.
OK, so that'd be May the 13th.
Yes. I was heading to Highbury. That's where I live.
All right, and you mentioned a passport, I think. So you were coming from the airport, I presume?
Yes, and I was looking forward to getting home so much, and what with being tired and everything, I think that's why I just forgot about the case.
And how were you travelling when you lost your property? I mean, what kind of transport were you using?
I thought about getting the train, but that would have meant a bus journey as well, and I couldn't be bothered. So I decided to take a taxi eventually. That's where I must have left it.
Well, that's good news in a way. It's more likely that a driver would have found it and handed it in.
I hope so.
Well, I need your personal details now. Can I have your full name, please?
Yes, it's Lisa Docherty. I'll spell that for you. It's Docherty.
Thank you. And next, if I could have your address, the best address to send you the property if we manage to locate it.
Sure, it's number 15A, River Road. And that's Highbury, as I said.
Thank you. Just a moment. There's just one final thing. That's your phone number.
I guess my mobile would be best. Hang on. I can never remember my own number. OK, I've got it. It's 07979 605 437.
Very well. I think that's everything we need at this end. I'll have a look.
Hello students, I hope you have done your listening and you have written your answers in the answer sheet. Students, I am going to write my answers on the board and then we will discuss what answer should be. Now students, we always need to follow the instruction. And what is the instruction? Write one word or a number in each gap. So we need to underline. I have already underlined, students. You can see one word or a number. So it can be a word or it can be a number. And it can be number and word as well. But it is not in each gap. Okay, but make sure there should not be two words. Okay. Now, it is a telephone conversation between a person, one who has lost her suitcase, and the person, one who is giving, kind of description. A person, one who gives description, and the other side, a person who wants to note down all the description from property inquiry form for a city transport lost. Okay. And the lady, one who has lost her suitcase, talks about that yesterday I was traveling and I lost my suitcase, and the person, one who wants description, says that can you tell me something about the suitcase? And yes, the main item lost about suitcase and description about black and thing. So you can just tell me about the description about the lost item, so I can put some information in the computer. So it is and the lady says that okay, so these are the things that in it, and the suitcase is like black strip, and it has also white. Okay, so white thin strips. The bag is black, and what color of the strips? It is white. So I write, students, here white. Okay, and you can hear clearly. The second other item is a set of keys, and also a set of keys in the bag. And what about the house key that is in my pocket? So it is office key. Okay, students. And also some of the documents were there in the bag that I lost, but I don't bother much about the documents because I have soft copy on my laptop, so I don't bother much about the documents. And also think that really I regret about the thing that I have never used even, and I have got recently, that is about the camera, and I have not even unboxed the camera, the new camera. So I write here camera. What is the thing that she has lost and very precious and she hasn't used? That is called camera. And students, in the conversation you can clearly get the word camera. And here students, now this is a type of listening that you have got. You cannot hear the question number 4, and it is clearly said that now you need to focus on question number 5 to 10. And where does 5 to 10 question starts? before that you can hear one line that okay, that the person says that is there any other thing that you have lost? And yes, a blue umbrella that that, but I don't care about the umbrella, but the other items, okay, which I have lost, I very much. So here, what is the answer? Umbrella. Okay, students, now the person from inquiry side says that okay, can you tell me something more about journey details, how you are traveling and all that? Okay, so date and time. Can you tell me so I can specify, and it would be really easy for us to find the lost item. And when you were traveling, so the lady says that I was traveling on 13th May. So here you need to write, students, 13th May. 13th May. Okay. And basic route and travel. And she says that good. Oh my goodness. Good that I have put my passport in my jacket, so I have not lost. And the person from inquiry side says that okay, you have passport. That means I assume that you are traveling from the airport. And basic route column, travel from the airport. Okay, so I write here airport. And she was traveling from airport, and she says that I was heading to Highbury. So that is where she lives. So I was heading to Highbury, and there I lost my bag. And how you were traveling? She says that I wanted to travel by train, but eventually I got a taxi. And can you tell me something more about that? It would be really easy for us to find, and even driver can return the lost item. So mode of travel, Paula thinks that she left the suitcase in a taxi. Okay, students, so I write here taxi. She wanted to travel by train, but eventually she got a taxi, and she says that I might have lost my item in the taxi. She is not sure, but what is the word that you can hear in the conversation, students? The word that you can hear in the conversation, that is called taxi. Okay. Now, the person from inquiry says that I want some more information about the personal details. And what is your name? What is your full name? And she says that my full name is Dokaji. Okay, and clearly mentioned it is clearly said in the conversation, it is spelled out, students. And what is that? Dochherty. Dokaji. Okay. And what is the, may I know your address? And the address is 15A River Road, Highbury. So it is here. What is the answer? The answer is river. If you are listening, students, very attentively, you can get the answer, that is river. Now, the person asks that may I know your number, and the lady says yes, my mobile number would be really better if I give you, but I don't think that I remember my mobile number. And she says yes, let's just hold on, I will give my mobile number, and there you can hear the mobile number. And what is the mobile number, students? The mobile number is 079 796 05 437. So students, this is the mobile number that you get it. And since it is really easy, students, what you need to do? You need to do listening very attentively. Students, just to check out your answers, I have written my answers and I got all 10 correct. Just to check your answers, I hope students you have also got 10 out of 10. The same type of listening that you are going to have when you appear for applied English listening, students. But what you need to do, you need to watch video, you need to do practice of this type of listening. Definitely you are going to get good marks in applied English listening. I hope students you have understood part 1. There are total 10 questions. I have explained to you all 10 questions. And students, again I am going to give an assessment task after this video. Students, when you do assessment task, you are going to have better performance in applied English.
You will hear John and Joan talking about their new school.
Look at questions 1 to 5 on the form now. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hi, John. How's it going?
Pretty good. What about you?
Terrific. So what do you think of our new school?
A1, man. Much better than the old one. In fact, I'm going to write an article for the London Times about it.
Really?
Yeah. Have you got half an hour? Maybe you should give me some ideas.
If you buy me a coffee.
No problem. How do you think I should start? Introduce the headmaster?
Why don't you compare it with the old one? You know, the buildings, laboratories, language lab, computer equipment, fitness center, pool, stuff like that.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I mean, the old one was pretty bad, and the new headmaster seems like a great guy. Actually, all the teachers I've met seem pretty decent.
Same here. The French teacher is really cool, and he's actually French, not like Smith at the old place. He sounded less French than even you do.
Hey, my accent is perfect.
Dream on. But why don't you start with what the headmaster told us school this morning, you know, his ideas on education and things?
Yeah, I liked that. None of that stuff about how we must study hard for our futures in the honor of the school. There's no free lunch, that type of thing. He sounds pretty progressive. What did he say? If we teachers succeed in stimulating your minds, stimulating you to ask questions and think critically, then you will discover the joy of learning, enjoy your studies, and therefore work hard.
Hey, what a memory. Those are his exact words. Do you remember what he said next?
Something about it's good to keep fit.
Yeah. Do you remember him mentioning those experiments showing that after half an hour of exercise, our brains are much more creative for hours?
And puts you in a better mood. Did you see the fitness center?
Look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen to more of the conversation between John and Joan and answer questions 6 to 10.
I went early this morning for a workout. Fantastic. Olympic-sized pool, not like that tiny 25-meter thing we had before. And the gym has absolutely everything. I counted 10 exercise bikes, some rowing machines, really good ones. Are you gonna go?
I've been every other day for 2 weeks. Feel great. Hey, maybe I should interview some of the teachers and students for my article.
Of course you should. Wow, just thought of it. I'm doing a video project. Maybe I could film the interviews.
Makes sense. And I could take a few photos. Maybe the newspaper would use 1 or 2 of them. The main hall is awesome. Really light, lots of windows, and a huge stage, big enough for a 60 or 70-person orchestra.
Did you see Mr. Clark, the old music teacher? I think he's the only teacher here from the old school.
He is, and he was the only decent teacher. I met him in the hall. He's really happy. Planning to double the size of the school orchestra. It's great.
Okay, let's plan what we're going to do.
That is the end of part 1. You now have 1 minute to check your answers to part 1.